everybody, welcome to Craft with Norma. Just so there's no confusion, I have actually got two video channels. One's crafted by Norma and one's crafted with Norma. The one that's crafted by Norma, I can't get access into it, so hence the reason I've got the two stations. Someone just asked me the question, so I can't add anything to it or make any changes or add to comments or whatever. So welcome to Craft with Norma. So I've just changed my style just a little bit. I managed to get hold of some Tim Holtz fabrics and some of his papers. So it's the Abandoned and the Elements paper and fabrics, which as you'll see as we go through the journal, is quite colourful for me. But I've really enjoyed doing it, and let's just have a quick flip through of what I've gone and done. So first off, I just made a very long piece of cotton, and it's a pillowcase that I got from my cupboard that was looking a little bit thin. And the size is approximately 7 inches by 5 inches, and it's about 2.5 inches deep, to give you an idea of sort of scale. So on the front cover, I've just gone and added a little tiny piece of the paper, which you can just see popping out of there, and I wanted to do the theme as sort of like vintage stroke numbers, because I've got the field note numbers, which I really like, and I thought I would utilise those. So the front cover, I've got a faux tab here, although it doesn't do anything, it's just there. A little tiny bit of a book bind, and I've just added the little word love. And then here I've got a little tiny key which I found just by sheer chance, and that has also got a little love heart on it, so I thought the two matched. And then I've just tried to highlight the colours using some Distress Oxides with the colour of the paper at the background. So now I do apologise because all the bits seem to be falling off, but hey ho. Right, so moving on. So if we open it up to the first page, here you can see, if I pull those two tabs out for the time being, I've just gone and stamped onto the piece of linen. Now, in between the front cover and the linen, I've actually put a little tiny bit of padding just to give it a bit more strength. And I've gone and put a stamp there, and then I've just gone and used some of the fabrics. And that's the colour code for this particular fabric that we've got here. And I thought, seeing that I'm doing numbers, that would be ideal. And then I've just got two tags. So the first tag, I've used some fabrics that excuse me, that I had, and I've stamped on it, so the background, some of the papers here with this sort of zing of colour, a heart, a number 5, and then if we turn it over, I've used some of the paper from the pack. Now Tim does a 8x8 now rather than a 12x12. I personally like the 12x12s, but that's just mine. My choice. And then I've just embossed it with white, and I started embossed quite a few things now. I think it's because I've got my embossing powders out, and therefore they're there available, so I'm using them. So that's the first tag, and that just pops in there like so. And then on this second tag, I've just used Tim Holtz paper, and then did a little collage, a little ring there with a vintage photo of a young boy, and stuck that on. And then on this side I've got a card, 3 + 4 obviously equals 7. I did go to school sometimes. And then I've got a faux nib that's there that I've glued on, the number 2, and then I've just gone and used the field note stamp on a piece of fabric there and stuck that on. So that just slots into this back pocket that's there like so. That's that bit. And then moving on to this side, I've gone and sewn onto a small piece of fabric this card, and I've made it sort of like a filing card and used this paper, and again you can see there's numbers on it, and here I've just made a little journaling card, and then with the hole there I'm going to put some of the papers that, some of the material that matches in, and that just slots into there. And to make it just slightly different, I'm just going to put a little tag there. Now, I did watch Shabby Soul, Suzy, and she has done one very similar using a Tim Holtz fabric book, and she did a Christmas one and she's done another one. So I've based it on, or the makeup of the book, based it on what she actually did. Which was lovely, so thank you Suzy for giving me the inspiration. So on that one it's just a collage of the papers, because I really do like that paper. And then this one is an actual envelope that I've made out of material, and what I've gone and done is I've stiffened it using PVA glue and water and then let it dry, and then I've added to the flap of the envelope one of Tim Holtz's collages, which I've gone and used tissue glue to go over, so it's got like a waxy feel to it, and that just lifts up there, and then we've got a little tag that pops inside there, and again a little 3D image there on some vintage paper that I've distressed using the Distress Oxides, because again with Tim's range it all interlinks the colours. So, and that piece of material there is just plain cotton, the same that I've used with this, and I've just inked it and played around with it. And then we've got this little zing of colour there, which matches into there and also into there. So that slots into there like that, and that goes there, and then that flips over. And then on this side, I've just gone and done a collage using tags. And I do like my dangles, so here I've just used a part of a tag, slid it underneath, and then I've got some numbers on there, and a little key, and then on the pin. So yeah, so I quite like that little collage section. And then on this one it's slightly different, so it's a much bigger tag, and you can see where I've sewn them onto the strip of linen that's there. So this one's exactly the same, it's been sewn onto this little thin piece of linen, and then I've stitched it into the book to make the signature. So on this one, as I say, it's just slightly different. If I unclip that there, this actually folds out. So it's a tag that I've done, and I've done it with material and made a collage up. And then on this side I've used the oxides on a white card and made the tag shape, and then just added the safety pin with some of these teeny tiny buttons, which, if I'm honest, I bought from a site, AliExpress, and I thought they would be about this size button, but oh no, they're teeny tiny, and I ordered 100. So I have passed on a few to some friends for them to use. They're that tiny, I don't think I can even get a needle through the hole. Or if I could, I wouldn't be able to thread the needle because the eye would be so small. So this one again, I've gone and done a corner pocket, and I've used some of the material, and that material is the same material that's on the front of the cover. And again, I've just done a collage on the tag. And again, it's a tag that I've gone and used some of the, very similar to this one here, I've used some of Tim Holtz oxides, and then the stamps from the field notes, and that just slots in there. And that's one of the papers from the abandoned range, and that just slots into there like so. And that flips over, and then we use our little clip there to clip there like so, and then that flips over like so. And then here I've just done a collage again, and I've used the abandoned paper, and here I was trying to do white embossing powder, and I just made a total mess. I'll be honest. So I've added things on it to cover the mess that I made because I smudged it. So I've gone and used a number 4 stamp there. One of the insects, a little tiny weeny tag that I scrounged off a friend because I really liked it and I thought all the colours matched. And again, you can see where I've sewn down there for this little flap of linen, which is then sewn in as the signature. And then on this side again, I've used a different size shaped tag and I've stitched it onto a new fresh piece of linen there. As you can see, it runs down there. And again, I've gone and used, this time it's the Tim Holtz numbered collage paper I've used there, and then sort of added it to, so as you say, this theme is definitely numbers. And turn over again, and again we've got a little collage there with bits and pieces in, and I've tried to keep the colours all interlinked. And I adore this paper and the actual material to go with it. Now I don't normally do a lot of colour, but I think it's beautiful, really do. And then again I've sewn it down the centre there. And then this one again is 2 just rectangle pieces of card, and here I've just stamped at the back of it, and I've just done a collage on the top, and the stamps are the field note stamps. And on this one here I didn't bother doing anything because I quite liked it as it was. That just flips over, and then I've got a little tag that's upside down with a dangly bit there for a change. A little teeny weeny tiny clock which I've had for a long time. I bought about 50 of them a long time, and I've just got a few left, so I thought I'd put that there. And seeing that there's a little clock there, I'd put a little image of a clock there to go with it. And then that turns over, and on this side, so again you can see where I've gone and sewn down here for the card to be sewn to the paper. And this time I've done an angle. I had a little tiny strip of the card left, so I've put a strip down there and then 2 circles to make it into a pocket for this card. So again I've just built it up of layers. Again I've used the oxides to give me the colour which interlinks across ways, and a part of a little tag there, and I've just cut that out on the number 0 just there like that, and that just slots into that pocket there. And then on this side here we've got one of the photos on the collage papers that Tim does, and then this is very pretty. It's more botanical, I think the word would be, but I still like it, and the colours still interlink right the way across through the journal. And this little bit here just flips up like so, a little bit of movement I thought. And then we've got a little tag here with some numbers on it like that, and then that just flips across. And then here we've got on the tag, I've just cut another little tag out, and I think this was a cinema ticket, and I've just used that number there. And then that pulls off like that. And I thought I'd do a circle tag this time, and just a wedding picture and some vintage paper that has got some oxide on. It was playing around. And that just slots into there like so. Ooh. And then on this side, I was given a sample book of materials, and this is quality that they use on upholstery, but I thought the colours matched quite well. And again I've used the oxides there and the stamps, and I've gone and put the little beetle on there that I did quite a few of them in one hit with the embossing powders. And this is an envelope, so this envelope, again I've gone and used the collage papers, and this time to allow this as a closure I've just put a little tiny bit of card, and this just flips open like that, so that just saves it from wiggling all over the place. And again, I've just put a little card in there, like so. And that just slots into that pocket there. Obviously, if you purchased it, you could put whatever you wanted in the pockets. But there we go. And then on here, we've got this really, really vibrant fabric that I've used. And again, this is a part of the tab that goes right the way around the edge of the materials. And I've just cut that and sewed it on. And again, I've got a little dangly here with numbers. And I found this number 2. Goodness knows how long I've had it, don't know. But I've just put it on a chain and with those numbers there. And strangely enough, all those numbers there have not got number 2 on it, which was just by chance. And then here again, I've gone and used, this time I had a better look, and I've put the tag, as I say, upside down rather than the straight up, just to give it a little bit of difference. Gone around the edges as well with the white embossing powder. And then this time I've stenciled on the numbers. And then on the back cover here, I've just made a pocket out of the papers and then added a vintage pen nib, and that slots in quite well with a little piece of ruler and the small tag. And then that just is a little tag that's up there. So it looks like it's a tag, but in actual fact it's a pocket. And then I've just made this little book out of some card that I had left over from, and again it's a Tim Holtz paper or card. But again, everything sort of, I don't know what's that from, everything matches when he does anything. His colours all integrate, so which is really nice. And then to keep the book together, I've just made a little clip, paper clip with numbers on, and that just slots over the book. Gosh, if I can do it. Like so. There we go. And then my telltale little tags that I love making. And that just slots into the back page of the book, like so. There we go. And then that brings us over to the back page. Now to fasten the ribbon that I've made, I just put a little tiny square. I tried to do a buttonhole on my sewing machine and it didn't work. I've never done a buttonhole, so I'm going to have to check. It's a Brother sewing machine I'm using, so I'm going to have to go on YouTube and have a look to see how I make a buttonhole. So I just had a little go so I could slip that there and the material wouldn't fray. Threaded that through, and then I've just stitched it inside so it stays hidden. So that's my book as such. Oh, there we go. And that just keeps everything in place. Oh, I'll do it that side. There we go, like that. And you can see where the sewing is straight down there. I've done it as nearly as straight as possible. Well, I've done it as straight as I can do. I'm not particularly world's best sewer, I must admit, but I really enjoyed making this little journal. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at it, and thank you to Suzy at Shabby Soul for enthusing me and inspiring me to have a go at doing something a little different, and hopefully you will too. So thank you. If you have subscribed to me, thank you so much, and if you haven't, please do. We'd love to have you on board, and don't forget to hit the little bell icon, because that will let you know when my next video is. And if you can hit the like button, it all helps to help me build up my my channel. So thank you so much, and I'll see you shortly. Thanks. Bye.